The 3 critical must-haves to keep conversation flowing. So yes, I get a lot of questions from you guys about how to keep the conversation flowing. Well, of course it depends on what kind of conversation it is. If you guys are, say, meeting for the first time, you're both in the wild, you kind of come together and you start chatting. Or let's say you are on a first date and you're just getting to know each other. And even if you're on the phone, right, because first date, phone date, I swear by that. My clients swear by that. Do not skip that step. It depends on the context, but three critical must-haves to any conversation, and you can actually use this anywhere in your life. So in your business life and your personal life with your friends, whatnot, you can use this everywhere. Keep the girls inside there. Number 1 is ask questions. So if someone's sharing about themselves with you, ask questions because, according to, I believe it's Dale Carnegie, How to Win Friends and Influence People, people's number 1 favorite thing to talk about is themselves. So great way to get someone to talk about themselves is to ask questions about them. So let's say she's telling you about her profession. So she says, oh, I'm a professional photographer. So rather than saying, oh, that's really cool, or inserting your own, I have my own photography story, you can say, oh, why? Why did you become a photographer? What gravitated, what made you choose that as your profession? And then she's going to talk, not just about her profession, but about her, what she values. I mean, why questions are very powerful. Why did you choose to do that? Why are you passionate about this? Why is this thing so important to you? Because it will keep the conversation flowing, but it will also teach you a lot about who she is as a person, what she values, where her focus is at, where her mind is at in terms of her overall connection to the world. And I know that sounds really heady, but the thing is, you guys, like I'm trying to teach you guys to find Mrs. Right? Even if it's Mrs. Right now or Mrs. Right forever. You want to pay attention to these things early on because we reveal things about ourselves immediately. So one of the saddest things I hear from my private clients is that, after 5 years, 10 years, 8 years, whatever, with a person, they realize like we had nothing in common. We had nothing in common, and the thing is that you probably already knew that early on, but sometimes we meet someone and we try and give it a go, or we just don't pay attention to things, and then all of a sudden it shows up years after the fact. Well, I'm trying to train you guys to listen closely, quickly, so that you avoid that same level of heartache, because this is what I'm here to do, is help you guys have the most awesome love lives possible, not the opposite. So that's what this training is for. So ask questions, ask why questions, listen to her answers, figure out what she values. Quick note, don't be too polite. Do not be too polite. This is the number 1 conversation tip I can give you, is that nice guys are an instant turn off. And I'm not saying someone who is respectful, someone who is generous, someone who is kind, someone who is compassionate. Nice guys, and women talk, a nice guy is that guy that is just trying too hard. He's too polite, he's too friendly, he's not creating any sexual desire, he's trying to be a good friend and listen, but that's how he ends up, A, in the friend zone, and B, it's inauthentic, right? If you're trying to be too nice and too polite with a woman, it's inauthentic and it's not who you really are. So say she does agree to a second or third date with you, and then you start showing who you really are, she's going to be like, wait a minute, something changed here, versus if you're just who you are, which can be respectful, but like a little teasing, a little joking, that's going to be much more of a turn on to a woman that you're trying to seduce. And let's see, banter, so back and forth, just like little quippy things. If she has a sense of humor, if you have a sense of humor, do not miss those opportunities. And even have some dumb jokes on hand. Even if there's a lull in the conversation, you can ask her, do you like dad jokes? And she could say no, and you say, well, I have a dumb one anyway. Do you want to hear it? No? Well, I'm going to tell you anyway. Or if you say, do you like dad jokes? And she'll say, yeah, I actually love dad jokes. And you'll say, I've got a great one for you. Don't miss out on those opportunities. You can Google dad jokes. I'm not going to give you any because I'll let you find one that is a good fit for you.